She's one of the very few sellers who jumped at an early stage on the Amazon FBA train in 2014. Ever since, she has been a very successful and also full-time Amazon seller. Her one-person Amazon business makes more than 600,000 in sales every year. Today, we'll find out how you do it. Unlike dropshipping or private labeling, she's not selling her own products because she has a very different approach that's super interesting to hear. And by the way, she's also my spouse and my business partner, so I'm really lucky, I guess. Most of you guys already have a really good idea how dropshipping and private labeling works, but how does your Amazon business actually work?
So what I do with Amazon is called online arbitrage. I source products online for hopefully a cheap price and sell them for a much higher price on Amazon. Amazon takes roughly between a 20 to 25% commission, which seems huge, but there's really nothing like Amazon out there right now. I normally ship the products to my storage unit or apartment, prep the products, and then I send them to the Amazon warehouse. So I own the products while they're being stored at Amazon, and Amazon holds them for me until a consumer purchases the item. When the item is purchased, Amazon ships the item directly to the customer. So Amazon never owns the inventory, I own it, they fulfill it for me. The program is called FBA, that stands for Fulfillment by Amazon.
And you make more than 600,000 in revenue every year consistently, which is like really impressive. But how much of these 600,000 is actually profit that you can take home?
That's right, the 600,000 is gross sales, not net sales. Unfortunately, you do have to subtract a large amount, and that includes all of the cost of goods, which is a ton, your software, all your apps that you could use, software, Amazon fees, which are huge, that's about 20 to 25% roughly, and all of the supplies that you use. So for 2020, after you subtracted all of the costs, I was left with about 170,000.
You know what, let's go house shopping.
And guys, she has actually never told anybody these secrets, so I think this deserves a like button.
I didn't tell you something before. I did not work 12 months out of the year. I only worked 8. I was with this one in Germany for a few months, and between Germany and vacations, I was only in the US to work for 8 months, not 12.
You a genius.
As you guys know, dropshipping is a lot of work. You have to set up your website, you have to set up the ads, shoot the ads, and so on. What's the workload like with Amazon FBA? How much do you actually work?
Well, the great thing about Amazon FBA is you can work as much or as little as you want. Some days I'll work 7 days a week. Other times I'll leave the country for a month. And when I'm gone for that month, I'm still making money the entire time because my goods are already at the Amazon warehouse waiting to be sold. On an average day, I would say I work from anywhere between 2 to 6 hours a day.
Life is good, you know what I mean?
And you got started with Amazon FBA in 2014, and these days there's so many videos about Amazon FBA dropshipping out there on YouTube. How did you actually get started, and where did you get all this knowledge from?
I had a really good friend who was in the skincare business and actually owned her own skincare line. She had some spare inventory that she needed to deplete, and because at that time in my life I was looking for side jobs to pick up, she basically hired me to help her get rid of her inventory. And I didn't know how I was going to do that. I was very familiar with eBay, but it was a lot of product and I knew I needed to get rid of it quickly. So then I came across Amazon. And at the time, I didn't know that third parties could sell on Amazon. I had never heard of anyone doing it before. So I made an account and started selling on Amazon. And back then, there were no tutorials on how to do this. I just really taught myself through a lot of trial and error.
What do you actually need to get started? Because like for dropshipping you need quite some money, maybe like a few thousands on the side, but you also need to have like a really good skill set when it comes to marketing, building websites, shooting videos. So what kind of skills do you need for Amazon FBA?
Not nearly as many as you need from dropshipping, that's for sure. You don't need to know how to build a website, and I actually still don't. You don't need to edit videos at all, and you don't need to do any advertising if there are already products that people are looking for with recognizable brand names. To this day, I have still spent $0 on advertising. When it comes down to the skills that you need, I think a lot of it is personality. I've always been very money oriented. Ever since I was a little kid, I just think in dollars and cents. So for me, when I'm trying to buy low and sell high, it's just something intuitive that comes to me naturally. Honestly, I think you just need to have a drive to try something new, and it can make you a lot of money, so that always helps.
To me, it seems like that there are so many people these days who do dropshipping, private labeling, but especially like Amazon FBA, there are so many videos, so many blog posts out everywhere. So do you think it's actually too late to get started in 2021?
No way, it's definitely not too late. It is for sure different than when I started back in 2014, but it is not too late. The great thing is there's so many sellers, tens, thousands, hundreds of thousands of sellers. But guess what? There's millions of products. So it's definitely possible.
With dropshipping and private labeling, you always have to spend so much money to reach your customers. It's basically crazy how much money we spend in Facebook ads. What's it like with Amazon FBA? Do you just use Amazon to reach your customers, or is there any other form of marketing that you're using?
No, I actually don't do any marketing at all. And I'm not saying my way is the best way or the right way, it's just my personal way. And I only sell brands that the everyday person would know. My company definitely benefits from search intent. For instance, if you're looking for dial soap and you type in dial soap and I'm selling that dial soap, I'm gonna be one of the first 20 results that you'll see.
Since you're familiar with online arbitrage on Amazon, but she's also doing private labeling and dropshipping with me, she knows both business models. Which business model would you recommend to a beginner who has never done e-commerce before?
I actually find online arbitrage to be easier than private labeling. That's one of the reasons why I do it, and I've done it for 7 years. So it is easier because I have been doing it for so long. But I think it's a lot less risky than private labeling. There's so many tools out there, and they're paid tools, but you should really invest in some of them that show you what the ranks are of certain products. When you purchase these products for sale on Amazon, it's not that risky because you can clearly see how many of them sell and how often.
What kind of products are you actually selling, and how do you find new products? Because that's always like a key point when it comes to e-commerce, to have the right product.
I specialize in cosmetic and skincare items. I purchase my products from both retail websites and wholesalers. Since I've been doing this for so long, I know now which brands I like to sell, and I've gotten so familiar with everything within that brand or in those lines. I kind of know it and it's second nature now. However, if you're just getting started, I would say look around your house. Pick up any random thing you see and look into it. Is it being sold on Amazon? If it is, what's the price on Amazon? Do you remember where you bought it? How much did you buy it for? Is there any profit there? So just start there and then see where that takes you.
Especially on TikTok and YouTube, I see so many people going to Walmart and Marshalls. Then I look up the prices for certain products on Amazon and compare it with the Walmart or Marshalls price. Is that something that you would recommend?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something that I would recommend, especially in the beginning. These people on TikTok are always gonna make it look super easy, and that's because they want you to follow them or they wanna like. However, it does work. I know from experience. That's how I got started too.
It sounds fairly easy to get started with this business model, but what are actually the pros and cons of it?
Amazon is not the easiest to work with. You're going to face things like brand restrictions, customer complaints. I am my own boss. However, let's be real here. The real boss is Amazon, and what they say goes. You could be doing really well for yourself, and then the next day, your business could be gone if Amazon thinks you did something wrong. I've gone into hot water with Amazon twice now, and both times were gut-wrenching experiences. I'm lucky to have come out of it alive. However, I do love my job, and that's because I'm my own boss, I make my own hours, and if I wanted to make more money, I definitely could. I would just work harder. There's no ceiling to how much you can earn, which is the really cool part about my business.
I'm sure there are probably some of you who want to try out online arbitrage, and what would be your best advice for a total beginner?
I do get asked this question a lot because a lot of people don't know how it works. If I meet someone and they tell me they're genuinely interested in learning about what I do, I tell them, I say go home, go to YouTube, type in Amazon FBA, and watch at least 1 hour of tutorials. 1 hour, not tomorrow, tonight. There's no better time to start than right now. You have to educate yourself. I can only tell you so much in half an hour, but it takes dozens of hours of research to truly understand what you're getting yourself into. YouTube is a great place to start. I wish they had it around for Amazon FBA in 2014 when I started. Another thing I'd recommend is to start with what you're good at. I think one of the reasons why that I've become so good at selling skincare and cosmetics is because it's something I truly enjoy. No, I don't put on makeup every day, but I own a lot of it, and I know enough about it to sell it well. If I tried selling power tools or baby items, we don't have any kids, I just don't think I would do as well because I don't know enough about that category, and maybe I'm not passionate about it either. So start with what you know.
Hit the like button and subscribe. I see you next time.